Hey guys, this is Curtis Alexander. I'm a pharmacist. In today's video, what I want to do is tackle a listener question essentially, which is about seizure medications. So this particular person has been on Lamictal and they're discussing moving to Zonisamide or Zonegran. The question was A, can you do that? How should you do it? And B, just kind of getting my general thoughts on Zonisamide because it's not one of the more popular medications that we use to treat seizures. So backing up a little bit, we're talking about moving from Lamictal to Zonisamide. So anytime you start talking about messing or moving seizure medications, it has to be done extremely slowly. And one of the reasons we have a lot of risk factors with seizure medications, if you withdraw them quickly, you increase the risk of side effects, withdrawal, you increase the risk of seizures. I put some other videos together, one of which is how to taper off Lamictal. I'll link to that in the description. But the Lamictal, the person wants to move away from Lamictal because of the side effects. They were on Keppra previously, had a bunch of side effects. They got put on Lamictal, bunch of side effects. Will that same thing happen with Zonisamide? We really don't know, but all the seizure medications, I call it kind of feeling drunk. People will complain of maybe balance issues or memory and kind of cloudy thinking. It's almost in a way like a low grade being drunk. But we see that with all the seizure medications. I can't say that one of them in particular is better than the other. So with seizure medications, it ends up being a trial and error process, which people don't want to hear, but it is the truth. So if we're moving to Zonisamide, can you do it? You can. You have to go slowly. We already discussed that the Lamictal has to be dropped slowly. I don't know the particular dose that this person was on, but you're looking at weeks to sometimes, if it's a high dose, it's going to take months to completely get off the Lamictal because, again, you have to do it slowly. At the same time that you could be going off Lamictal, they will likely start you on low dose Zonisamide, which is probably going to be 100 milligrams, and then slowly bump you up over time. So as Lamictal goes down, the Zonisamide comes up, and over a course of time, you will be off it. So will the side effects be the same? We don't know. People hate this answer, but you're going to have to try it, see how you do. Again, seizure medications tends to be a trial and error process. Now, the question also included, what are my general thoughts on Zonisamide, because it's not as popular of a medication. And what I find is a big part of that is Zonisamide was approved by the FDA as an adjunctive therapy. So it's to be added on to other seizure medications. So it's not used by itself a lot. You will see it used by itself. It's just not approved for that. So for that reason, people tend to think, no, maybe it's not as good of a medication, but I see people have good results with Zonisamide. There are some downsides to it. It still carries some of the drunkenness, the slow thinking, the fogginess that you can get with your other seizure medications. A couple things to keep an eye out with. I would be careful if you have any sort of kidney issues, because what we see happen is the way it acts in the body and its actions on a substance called carbonic anhydrase, we can see metabolic acidosis, we can see kidney stones. It's not a huge high risk. We're talking that 1 to 10% range. It can happen in somebody with poor kidney function. That's where I would kind of pump the brakes a little bit with Zonisamide. Not that you can't use it, but we're going to have to be very careful with the dosing. So moving from Lamictal to Zonisamide, it can be done. You have to do it slowly. I don't think there's, it still carries side effect risks, but it's worth a shot, particularly if you're not tolerating Lamictal that well. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, concerns in the comments, other video ideas, that's really helpful. Let me know in the comments. And as always, like and subscribe. That's helpful as well. And until the next one, I will see you. Thanks.